Hello Libras, hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate and empower you guys. Hello Libras! How are you doing, my friends? So good to have you here. Oh my god, the energy just amped up a little bit, which I love. I was kind of tired before I switched on the camera. Here we go. Thanks so much for that boost. What I was given for you in the written channeling, Libra, is free-flowing, free-falling, and living life to the fullest. Now, this may be pertaining to now or to some point in the future for you here. We'll have a look into this, but it's definitely indicated for you, and it seems to be like an overall topic kind of a thing for you. I'm definitely getting like waking up majorly, receiving a ton of messages. Wow, again, I'm not entirely sure if it's now or if it's a point in the future for you. We'll try to clarify this as we go. That's massive. Like, that's a completely different shift, like from one thing to the next, from one state to the next, from one evolutionary phase to the next. This is a big thing. All right, let's pull some cards for you from the tarot. So what's your current situation? The higher view over your situation. Sorry. And what you can do to help yourself. So advice from Spirit. Let's go. Let's hop in, my dear Libras. Let's see. To some of you, I'm getting like the importance of building like a proper community is coming up here. I'm also getting Atlantean sentiment here. That seems to be coming up quite strongly here lately in the readings to Atlantis and the evolution of Atlantis, and then the downfall, and then how we're just starting to tap ourselves into that again, and how we're just starting to rise again, how we're on the mend, I want to say, on the uprise again, which is a beautiful thing in my opinion. I almost feel like the Dark Ages, coming out of the Dark Ages. Okay, we'll see how we go. And this requires, of course, of a lot of personal awakenings, like on the individual level. That's what's required. If we want to move onwards and upwards, we have to evolve, like as a species, as human beings, we have to evolve. We have to go from point A to point B. And for that to happen, the man in the mirror, right? You have to do the work. I have to do the work. Other people have to do the work, right? Have to walk this spiritual path, this personal growth journey, right? So let's have a look what we have for you here today. Let me just get a couple of cards out. Yeah, let's just get the whole deck out, right? and see how we go. This one, no. This one, yes. This one, no. This one, yes. Let's suss through. This one, no. This one, yes. Interesting. Wow. And I'm immediately feeling a bit of throat chakra here too. So restriction, not being able to talk freely. Yeah, definitely. Self-expression, like limited self-expression. Singing may help you like quite a bit to release you from the fear of speaking freely, of speaking from the heart, speaking your truth, speaking your mind. Whew. Let me see. No? Yes. No? Yes. There's a decision that needs to be made. No. Yes. Yes. Here, yes, okay, interesting. Wow. So I want to say the outcome is extremely good. You have the Empress and the Sun card here, which are very, very promising. But then you, of course, have the Five of Swords and you have the Two of Swords here too, that are in the mental realms, that something's bothering you mentally. There's a decision that needs to be made, and until you make that decision, you may feel kind of stuck here. And another thing that's interesting to me, because you could go one by one, by one, by one, by one, by one, and then do this one, but they're jumping. They're immediately jumping to the end, which is what they said. That's the free flowing. That's the free falling. That's the living life to its fullest. The Empress and the Sun. Like, that could not be more positive. And you may be surprised, like, once you reach that point of the Sun and the Empress, like how much your life has changed from your starting out point. That was giving you a bit of a headache here, as I can see. Five of Swords is also a card of, winning the battle but losing the war, some ego games, pettiness. That could either be on your side or on someone else's part. often we do learn from those experiences, regardless who or what they're coming from. When we're doing the work, when we're working on self, and these encounters are actually necessary to promote growth. It has to be somewhat uncomfortable for us to keep moving, at least for some of us, especially if you're like a fixed sign. Oh my God. I hate moving. I hate, so I'm a fixed sign. I'm a Leo sun, so to me, it's often like a little bit harder to move out of things and to accept change, but my guides have a way of pushing me in the right direction, I want to say, for sure. It may feel the same thing for you too, right? It doesn't matter if fixed or not. Some things are harder to accept than others, where it's just like, oh my God, like I hear the call, is what I can hear here from you. But I kind of like, why would I go on that icy mountain? Like, who is even there? Like, what's going to be there? What's expecting me? Can't you tell me now? And Spirit's just like, well, not quite yet, Just keep walking a little bit longer, Libra here. Because things are being revealed to you. That might even frighten you. Like when you immediately saw like the Sun and the Empress together, so those extremely positive things, you may first of all not even think that that's possible for you, or maybe there's not enough time for you to accomplish this or to get there. But you be surprised, like by the miracles of the cosmos, the miracles of the universe, when things are not working on your human clock, when things are working on a divine timeline, the outcome is also dramatically different than what you would expect in with a limited human perspective, and that's actually how it comes through. And I don't mean to offend at all. It's just like also from own experience, right? When we start to see things like from our limited perspective, there's so much more that we can't even comprehend that's involved. But Spirit knows, and the moment you find the trust and the faith within yourself, this is when things start to move, like majorly too. And this is when, when you can actually start to co-create like a lot more freely, when your life will start to flow, when it might even feel like flying. They're just now giving me the image. I'm actually a snowboarder, and so I love powder. And I'm just, oh my God, yes, even thinking about it, even that mental image is doing something for me physically. So, when you're on powder, the champagne powder, and then, to those of you that aren't familiar with those terms, the really fluffy kind, that's just, dry powder basically. And it's like flying, and it's just like the most amazing thing. And that's what I'm getting here with that flow kind of a state, with the richness that life has to offer. There's so much more that you cannot see right now, and nor are you meant to see it right now, right? This is about that one step. This is about making that decision, taking that blindfold off and being like, oh, it's actually very clear. Like the direction you need to go in, and who you need to leave, who you need to stay with. If you need to leave like locally, if you need to take a move, that's so clear. Like once you take that blindfold off here of the Two of Swords, my dear Libra, it's very clear. Like there's no more ignoring those crows left and right. There's no ignoring that at all. Because matter of fact, it goes from you fighting. And again, we're jumping cards. It's not in a linear fashion. That's what they're saying here too. This is not on your timeline, not what you expect. It's like different. And it may have, stepping stones in between that you don't expect. But that's all to learn. And, in retrospect, it will make like a world of sense. And other people will benefit from it too, should you choose to continue your journey here. But I have a strong feeling the nagging feeling just won't stop, because you're at a point in your journey where it's more beneficial to move forward than to stay where you are. But that's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. They're now showing me this, which is very much reminding me of northern lights. So also occurrences that when you probably see them for the first time would border on the miraculous. And if you told someone about it, imagine without internet and stuff, that you had seen lights in the sky, they would probably think you're crazy. But then it becomes, then people see the images and videos of it, and it's just like, oh yeah, naturally, right? Everyone knows of northern lights. But imagine the first person and coming back home from that journey, telling other people about those light occurrences in the sky. Again, It's about something becoming public knowledge, but you're going to be amongst the first ones to tell others about it, because it looks to me like your willingness to do this journey, to embark on this journey, is growing by the day. Here too, it's like it won't leave you alone. It's bothering you until you've made that call, and then actually the crow sitting down on your shoulder and it's just like, wah, wah. And you're just like, oh God, I knew it all along. It's very clear. Like again, once you really decide to look, to take that blindfold off, it's very, very clear. And then there's something, an element of, you know, being led by your heart, having that Northern Star guiding system within yourself and listening to your heart. I feel like the heart space is opening for you, or wants to open here for you, and I can clearly feel it. Like there's warmth in my heart space right now, because it's calling. It is time for you to embark on this amazing cosmic growth journey, and to be led by it, to be guided by it, to be guided by your heart, and no longer of the rational mind, of the thinking mind, but really trusting this and allowing it to unfold as it will. But again, up to you. Test it, you know, have faith, have trust, and then you go from there. I want to say, my dear Libras, we'll take in this over to Patreon, to your extended 1111 a month. It's good for the whole month, for every extended that is created within that month, and every extended that already was created. There's hundreds of readings, extendeds over there, and there's food for thought. There are the Raunächte over there. There's, you know, a whole workshop of 10 days, 12 days, sorry. So there's so much that you get for that value, and you can cancel at any time, so feel free to check it out. You can also support with a $2 tier if you feel so inclined. I also want to represent to you, for those of you that are still here, my first Oracle card deck. It's called Universal Power Oracle, and it is very colorful, it is very potent. It's like practical advice, practical spiritual advice for your awakening journey. I haven't entirely finished it yet. The artwork is done, and 1/4 of the messages are done, but it will be available hopefully already this year, or like by the end of this year. We'll see how we go. If you do have any suggestions for me on how to publish it, how to go about it, like where you would like to see it, please do let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll now take it over to Patreon, where you can find the rest of your reading. I love you very much. I hope this was helpful to you, my dear Libra, and we'll see you over on Patreon or next time. Be really well. Much love, light, and shadow. Bye.